What's up? Welcome to my channel. It's storming right now. It's kind of my favorite weather, especially when I have shelter from it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, today I wanted to talk about letting go. Because I've been on social media, I've been looking at all of the protests and stuff in the States. And honestly, y'all, like, I'm not in the States, but show up for each other. Absolutely. Like, I can't explain how important I feel like it is for people to like be with each other and be on each other's side and to be together, because honestly something that's been bothering me this entire time is people fighting with each other over stupid shit. I actually have a TikTok about this because unity is super important to me. I'll go ahead and run that TikTok now. What's up? I just wanted to say, united we stand, divided we fall. If you are a person of color, a female, LGBTQ plus, etc., one of these marginalized groups that the U.S. is currently trying to get rid of or persecute or just push the hell out of the country, we need to stick together. How are we going to do that? That's great. We need to firstly stop playing into the divisiveness. We need to stop being over here and being over there and choosing this side and choosing that side, and also laughing in the faces of the people who are affected. I understand that a lot of people got what was coming to them, but at the same time, we need to understand that we actually have a common enemy, and it is not each other. So that's the first thing we need to do, is kind of get on each other's side. But anyway, I just wanted to say, like, I'm so damn proud. That's not what this video is about, but I am so proud of all of the people who are like coming together and standing up. I'm so proud of it. And again, even though I'm not there, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, this is a turning point for the US. You know what I mean? Like, the US has never been more vulnerable, and the US has never been in this position before. For the chinks in the US armor to be exposed, and for the truth of what goes on behind the scenes to be exposed. So all of that shit is coming out, and we are faced with all of our ugly, and we got to deal with it. Now, what this video is actually about is letting go. Funny enough, why haven't I let this go, right? I'm in Malaysia. I left the United States to avoid all of this stuff. And honestly, to be downright completely frank with you, I left the US because I knew that Trump was a narcissist, and I had narcissists in my life for all of my life, and I know that they don't get tired. I said this in a video before, but they don't get tired, they don't stop. They are never satiated, they are never satisfied, etc., etc. So for me, I didn't want to see how much could be taken from people before drastic change happened. And I also selfishly, I'm not even gonna lie, I also selfishly did not want to see how bad it could get for me personally. Just being 100% honest. I did not stay, I did not fight the storm. I did not stay, I did not fight. I did fight with my words. I did stand up on TikTok. I did stand up in person to people in person who were, you know, towing the misinformation, hate type of line of thinking. I stood up to those people in person, but also my personal life was a little bit hostile at the moment that I left. Just basically my work environment. Like, I felt like I was in danger of losing my job anyway, so what else did I have to lose? You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I spoke up on social media and I spoke up in person. But I ultimately chose to leave because, like, I want peace in my life. In my life has been turbulent the whole time. The whole time. I did have a period of time that was just really beautiful and really light and really uplifting. And I'm so grateful for that period. And I want my life to be an extension of that. I want my life to become, pardon of thunder, I want my life to become years and years, extended periods of the majority of that joy, that lightness. I wanted a life for myself where I could actually thrive, and I was sick and tired of dealing with narcissists. I was sick and tired of being around people who use and abuse other people. And I did not want to be in the position to get used and abused again. It was really that simple for me. However, people in the States, I see you and I do care, and it does matter what you're doing. It really does. But this video is about letting go. So like I said, I left, but I feel like there's so many things that I am not letting go of. Like, I'm not letting go of that narcissist thing. I'm not letting go of the American identity. Like, I'm not letting go of all of the stuff that happened to me in my past when I was in the States, right? And it wasn't just about being in the States, it's just my personal life and the shit that I experienced. You know what I mean? So why is it so hard to let go? That's what this video is really about. To be honest, I feel like identity, right? Who are you without this stuff? For me personally, the victim thing has been a huge part of my identity, because 1000% valid, I have been the victim. 1000% valid, over and over and over and over again. Victimized to the point where I'm like, is there an alternate reality or something where this shit doesn't happen? Like, I've seen so much of the bad side of people in my personal life that I'm just like, something needs to change. Something needs to change right now. I can no longer tolerate a life that has so much ugly in it. So there was that. But where that leaves me is like, now I'm not the victim. Now I'm not dealing with those same people. Now I'm not in the US. So what am I still holding on to? Why am I still holding on to, you know, the events of the US right now? Again, solidarity, I actually care. But also, personally, it is no longer my situation. Also, all of the stuff that happened in the past has been very hard to let go of, mainly because, again, identity. If I don't have these stories that have deeply affected me and have deeply informed how I deal with people, how I see the world, etc., who am I without that shit? And also, since it has all been negative, mostly, again, I did have that bright period in life for years, but since it has been the majority negative, this is pretty much all I know. So that comes to the fear of the unknown, right? Like, everybody goes toward what's familiar. Everybody gravitates toward what's familiar, because unfortunately, familiarity to us equals safety. And not that it's actually safe, but just because, you know, everybody knows this, because it's what you expect. You know how to handle what you expect. So again, I'm in a situation where that is not the case. I am not around toxic people. I'm not around people who mean me harm. I'm not around people who feel threatened by me and don't like me, etc., etc. That's not the case for me right now. So I'm having to acknowledge that and be present, like the whole last video was about. and be like, hey, it's not working. You're not a victim anymore. The past is over. Yeah, you don't know who you are without this pain. Yeah, you don't know who you are without these stories. Yeah, you don't know who you are when you are not constantly in a toxic, messed up environment. But that shit wasn't working anyway. And you didn't like it anyway. So it's time to let it go. Yeah. So how to do that? It's a great question. Great question. And when I talk about letting it go, I'm not the kind of person who is like, just dismiss it, just get it away because it's unpleasant so we don't have to deal with it. I'm not that type. I feel like we need to deal with it. And when I say we, I mean me, but also maybe you. It needs to be dealt with. It will not go away unless it is dealt with. So I'm needing to deal with that. I'm needing to deal with all of the ways that all of this stuff has been tied to my identity and been tied to the story that I tell about myself, and been tied to who I think I am because of all of this shit that happened. So ultimately that's why it's hard to let go, right? Fear of the unknown. You have no fucking clue what's happening after this. You have no idea what other ways there are to exist without this. You have no idea what reality will be when this is not your reality. So that's interesting. You know what I mean? Who am I without this? You know what I mean? Where can I go? What can I do? What will life be like? And that's a projection into the future, right? That fear of the unknown. Like, is there anything outside of this? Yeah, that's a big question, right? I'm in that spot. I'm in that spot where, yeah, shit, I just gotta let shit go. And I gotta do it in a way to where I still face the shit, I accept the shit, and I release the shit. Interesting. Yeah. That's all I got to say. Yeah, I just come on here and ramble because, like, there's a lot of internal stuff that's coming up that I need to look at. You know what I mean? Because all I have right now is time. All I have right now is space to, like, figure stuff out. And I'm finding out that it's not as simple as survival. It's not as simple as money. It's not as simple as moving to a different country and doing the exact same shit that I did in the last country. Something fundamentally in me needs to be different. And in order for that to happen, I have to let go of all the shit that I've come to hold on to, just so I have a sense of who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? But anyway, the storm came to say what's up. I came to say what's up. I hope you got something out of this video. I know on this channel I talk about me a lot, but there's a reason for that. I feel like a lot of us see ourselves in other people's experiences. And also, like, I don't have a ton of friends at the moment, and I don't have a support system or whatever. You know what I mean? So all I do have is me and my perspective at the moment. So that's one of the reasons why I talk about me a lot too. But anyway, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the storm. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Please let me know if you can vibe or understand or relate to anything I said in this video in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, you can support me in the description too. I would love that.